All right, so where do you think? So we've been having a lot of problems. Expense is probably the biggest thing. Costs to really
The new
upgrade these.
infrastructures,
Yeah,
yeah, for
to
sure.
especially because we're such a big fucking country too. Like it's a lot of shit to change, for a lot of people in a lot of space. So where do you? How do you think AI plays a role in this?
Um, I want to say first, AI is something that I know everybody's excited about, but it's something that we also, gotta really
We gotta be
pump
weary
our
of.
brakes on. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we gotta pump our brakes on.
Somebody told me that we need to have respect for our technology, like having respect and using it with integrity, because the lack of it could. When he was saying it, it just made me think of Facebook. Like Facebook can be a great fucking resource. You can find communities there. You can sell shit there. You can run businesses. You can bring people together. But it also has a habit of being a place where it's nothing but drama.
Yeah. So the reason why we kind of have to be careful with AI, really, right? AI is amazing, right? It can, it's gonna be able to fast speed a lot of processes and things like that for individuals. I mean, I've used
I was gonna
AI.
say, do you use
I
it?
I use like I use. I mean, I kind of use some of the tools that are available to us. Some are like I've been on ChatGPT. I've played
ChatGPT,
around with
yeah.
that. I've been different websites that have their own kind of AI versions,
Hmm.
whatever. Like even like picture, like picture editing or picture generation itself.
Yeah.
I played with stuff like that. But even if we're talking about now a little bit more advanced, where companies are using AI to like say streamline their whole processes, like say for manufacturing and or whatever else, like or and then even eventually putting AI in charge of running our whole infrastructure.
I don't agree with that.
That's
I
also
think
possible, but those are the things we gotta pump our brakes.
I think we have to have human oversight with everything that we use AI for.
We definitely should. I definitely agree on that. One of the I was reading a little paper on this. The author what he was kind of stressing was that like for an example, I can even reword it and simplify it for like us here just real quick. You remember how you brought up some people might not even know what a receptacle is,
Yes.
right? But now imagine now putting AI in charge to run everything, right? So the um the danger is, right, imagine, so this thing can like teach itself, it can learn on its own,
Hmm.
right? That's what intelligence is. That's
Yes.
what the whole intelligent part of it
The
comes in play.
ability to adapt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be able to adapt. Like maybe if it's working on a complicated problem, whatever it is, over time it's gonna be able to like retrain itself to be able to solve that problem even better and faster,
Yeah.
right? So the things that can get out of hand is if we're not the human being might not be able to keep pace with the AI,
Yeah.
right? So now let's say just for an example, you have an AI streamlining all your processes within your house. Everything you do, Eric, you are a podcast host, you're writing a book, you whatever else you do, like you organize programs and everything else. And other than taking care of your kids, their school, their schedules, everything, right?
Hmm.
Let's just say you put AI in charge of all of that, right? And let's say you left it alone for like a good year, and now you come back to check on your all your different processes, whatever you have going on in the background, right? And this AI had even simplified it for itself, a robotic simplification for itself. Now you coming in, but you're not really understanding like these programs or what you got to do to output what you want.
Because it's been doing it on his own.
It's been doing its own, but now it's even more sophisticated. It's even more say advanced. You're coming in, you're reading the code. Have you ever coded?
No, but I know it's ones and zeros, and that's about as far as I know.
Machine deals with one and zeros. When in coding, there's different platforms you can use.
Hmm.
There's also like strings, whereas there's is word, like it's wording. You can like put like what ifs. They have like what if statements. It's text. You can use text,
Yeah.
but it's at the end of the day, it's all gonna be ones and zeros for the machine,
Yeah.
right? But let's say, for an example, like keeping it simple here, you come back a year later. Let's just say you wrote this code to like streamline this process, whatever you want to, like your podcast. Like you have your intro and whatever else, your music, da da da. Like you just click a button before, and it did all that for you. And then you had your podcast. Let's say now a year later you came back, you're trying to look at that code you had written, but it doesn't make any sense to you anymore because the AI already had retrained itself. It had made it better, more simple, where it's running this code even faster now.
Yeah.
But now when you come in to make a change, maybe you want to add a different segment to your podcast.
Yeah.
And you're looking at this code, but you're not able to insert yourself in it to give you what you want.
Because it's already it already completed it.
That's the danger of AI. So if we put AI in charge, the AI is gonna be able to do things, right, that we're not gonna be able to comprehend.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a problem.
How do you keep something?
When you get to that state, just to hammer the danger in part here, once you get to that state, you literally have to give AI full control. There's nothing you can do. You would have to give it full control. What are you gonna do? Shut it down? If you shut it down, you know what I mean? Say you shut it down. You shut it down literally almost. You can say you're shutting down your whole country or your whole house.
The whole infrastructure.
Imagine that.
So how do you use something as powerful as this tool responsibly without sacrificing ourselves? Is that even possible? Because
we
does
have
adapt.
to. So we have to be able to pace ourselves with AI.
I mean, it is happening fast.
It is.
It's happening
But
really
we
fast.
have to be able to pace ourselves, meaning like we can't let it like outrun us. You know what I'm saying? We can't let this thing like get out of control or be. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest, bro. It sounds like an unachievable thing.
What do you mean?
I
To
think
be able to control it?
Yeah, it sounds unachievable. One, because its ability to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Two, people are all about convenience. It's hard to get people. It's hard to get people to listen
People
to
don't
something
wanna
for
do
an hour.
anything.
They don't want to do shit.
People don't want to do anything.
Nothing.
We're willing. The human is willing to give up everything.
As long as it's simple.
You know
for
what I mean?
us.
As long as we do, as long as we can do what makes us happy.
Yeah, we just want to be comfortable.
If we just want, if all we want to do is, all we want to really do is click the TV and relax and watch our favorite shows, laugh.
Bro.
But in terms of sitting down and like use our brain for like complex tasks, we don't want to do that.
We don't.
We don't want to do that. And if we do, it's not for a long period of time.
Maybe
for 10 minutes. Think about it, bro. Like people that don't read a book, what do you tell them? Yo, bro, just read for like 10 minutes a day, bro. Just start. That's how you start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for them to start that, for a lot of people, that's like a hurdle, bro. That's like the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
It's to sit down and read for 10 minutes a day. Imagine.
I think people are very uncomfortable with themselves. And I speak from a person that has been uncomfortable with himself, where like meditation could sometimes be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Just the silence, like what you don't want to,
like
yeah, just being in your head.
Yeah,
yeah,
like being alone with your thoughts. Like I think most people are uncomfortable with that. I do think what I will say is I do want to give our generation a little bit of credit because I do truly believe that our generation, and maybe even a generation that's just a little bit younger than us, I do think there is a culture shift happening, and it's been happening for a couple years now, where you see people prioritizing the mental health, prioritizing, getting back out there and moving their bodies, and you know what I'm saying, being active. You see a lot more two-parent households. So like a lot of the restraints we used to have, like as a collective in a country, I do see like our generation of people starting to make progress in those areas.
Yeah.
As far as the people that are in charge now, I mean, they are who they've been, and probably even more. They're probably even worse than in the past because they have more power than what they had 30 years ago. So there is no oversight. There is no restraint being, nobody reeling them in and things like that. However, I do want to take this back quick because I was reading something last week about DeepSeek. Are you familiar?
The
Chinese model of AI, right?
With the Chinese model of like say the
Oh,
Chat GPT.
yeah, yeah.
They're basically
Open
the
source.
open source killer.
Yeah.
Well, they're open source. Sorry, not open source. What is the company called? Open AI. There's a company called specifically Open AI.
OpenAI.
This is like a challenge
For them.
modeled for
Yeah.
towards open
It's
AI.
not
But
really a challenge though. Even OpenAI came out and they said it last week. They said on a public statement like their system is outperforming ours, and it's a credit to them, and we have to catch up. They said that in a public statement last week.
Yeah. Did you also hear about like how this DeepSeek thing is like was built cheaper? That's why everybody was like, like say
It's more
scrambling or like everybody's going crazy. It's outperforming, but
And
it
it's
also
free.
was built cheaper. It's not even that it's free.
It is free too.
Well, it's free, okay, but it was built cheaper.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the whole. That's what's that's what's turning the world upside down in AI right now.
And I understand that too.
Imagine like saying, okay, let's say you had a race car, right? Like say we were both race car drivers, just to keep this like
Yeah.
funny or simple. And let's say you were the first guy to come out like you build a race car, right? Whatever. Let's say you're building like a go-kart. You built your best go-kart. You spent a lot of money. A lot of investors were involved in Eric's go-kart, right? And you had the best go-kart in the country or whatever on the block. Like
Money
you beating
goodbye.
everybody,
Money
right?
Yeah, best money
And then
goodbye.
some Joe comes around and him and his cousins put some money together to build their go-kart. And now y'all racing and Joe is like smoking you. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You'd be like, everybody's scratching their hair right now. Like, yo, like these dudes only spend this much. And we over here throwing open AI billions and millions of dollars.
I really like the fact that there is a competitor outside of the United States that has, if not more, just capability. I like that.
A lot of Americans see that as a threat, though.
I know, but I like it. For me, it brings back like the entrepreneurial side. Like we're probably gonna respond like there being a threat, and we'll probably handle it and we'll treat it as such. Like you guys are the enemy, you guys are a threat.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like the people get the opportunity to decide now. Because you have OpenAI and ChatGPT is an incredible piece of hardware it's a software that's out here now. But then you also have something like you said that is stronger, it has more capability, and it's free.
Yeah.
And everybody has access to it. I think that's what scares the shit out of our government more than anything, is the fact that people that shouldn't have these capabilities now have this information at their disposal and these capabilities that even our own people haven't been able to accomplish for themselves. But now you're just handing it to
to everybody, right? Around the world. Like literally everybody.
Yeah, it's fucking free.
Some Joe in Kenya right now can start playing with these softwares.
How can I build a small windmill so I can fucking provide water to the nearest village?
Right. We don't always gotta look at things like in a negative way, right? We can look at using these tools to
improve.
To make people's lives better and easier. But a lot of times I feel like a lot of people look at these systems like as a threat, like meaning like, oh, somebody's gonna use this to destroy us. Yeah. It's like, yo, why are we running to that conclusion right away?
Because of pop culture, bro. It's pop culture. You think of like you think of Back to the Future. You think of Terminator. You think of all these like what's this movie with fucking Will Smith?
iRobot.
iRobot. You're thinking of all these things. Stealth, where the fucking new airplanes take over and they're killing the pilots driving them. Like that's where the mind goes.
RoboCop.
You know what I'm saying? Like Star Wars. Like you could take it pretty much everywhere where technology is just like a little ahead of the curve. Like what I'm really waiting for is Spy Kids. Like where you want McDonald's, you put it in a microwave here and ping, you got a whole meal. Like that's what I'm waiting on, nigga. Like
the future is gonna come, bro. But the future is gonna come, but you have to think about too, like America was the future. You know what I mean? Like if we go back kind of like a couple years back in time,
couple decades,
bro. Like if we look at China, like say 30 years ago, China was a dump, bro. Like it wasn't close.
Yeah,
it wasn't even close to what. But now everybody's like, oh, look at China, look at the infrastructure. That it's like, bro, but like they're literally building from nothing. They were building from nothing.
Yeah.
Like America had all this great infrastructure, right? That was beautiful at start. I mean, it's still beautiful. Like you still go to New York, it's still beautiful, bro.
Right.
But it's like you're trying to compare that to like something that's literally brand new that was made like yesterday. If we're comparing in terms of when New York was built and comparing it to like some major cities in New York, I mean in China,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Something's been established.
like
a
yeah,
lot.
it's like me building a brand new home today. And then I'm looking and I'm like, yo, Eric, my house is better than yours. It's like, but yo, you've been living in a nice house for like the last 10 years.
See, but I got a counter argument. And you're right. Your house is 25 years newer. It should be fucking nicer, right? But I built my house 25 years ago. I could have been improving my bitch though. Like I didn't have to have like, I don't have no dishwasher in there. Even though I built it 25 years ago, like I could have put a dishwasher in here. I could have got a fridge with a water dispenser by now. Like
no, we are. I think you don't think America's doing that?
I think we do in things that people. I think we do in ways that don't benefit the people. Like I think it's absolutely fucking incredible that we have rockets that land now. Like before we used to spend $300 million on a fucking rocket, do one flight, and then you're dumping it in the ocean and you just wasted $300 million. And sometimes they would blow up.
The technology was limited though.
I understand that.
The technology was limited. Like we at that time, they couldn't do that. It was that complicated.
But can you say that? Can you say that? Or can you say that?
No, that's a fact.
I disagree for the simple fact being like, after we made it to the moon, which I know some people don't believe we went to the moon, but after we went to the moon, that was pretty much the plateau of our site. We just started launching satellites. That was all we did.
Right.
We stopped exploring. We stopped sending people there. We traded in the rocket for the shuttle.
Well, the exploration didn't stop, but because when you do send a rocket, like like things go with it. Like there's a carrier that, like say a robot that goes and it has cameras and they still explore. It's just not. It's all remote, right?
I'm saying it in terms of
but the human going back to the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like our ambition, like I think we accomplished that because we were in a space race. We were literally competing. We were competing with another country to be the first. And I think that spirit of whether it's competition, whether it's in the name of science exploration, I think all those things kind of took a backseat. And then you look at like NASA's funding from the 1940s to 1970, it's pretty good. And then after the 70s, there's pretty much no more like we use private companies, private space companies now to get shit up to NASA astronauts.
Yeah.
Like why is NASA not caring for that? Because we don't fund them no more. The American government does not fund our own space program. We use privatized billionaire programs to get shit done. Well, I'm glad we're doing it.
I mean, like Blue Origin, or even like what's his name?
Elon Musk company.
Yeah, even like Elon's company, like they all kind of work with, they collab with NASA though. You know what I mean? They're not coming from scratch, bro.
But where's I know that, but where's the American people's money going now? Like there was a time overseas, you're taking care of a bunch of shit most people don't want. This is also why I know this is why fucking Trump won, because like
all that money is going overseas to buy influence.
And I get it, but I also don't fucking get it because the people here are suffering. Like I don't
seriously,
care.
Bro.
People
like,
are
no,
fucking. People are suffering.
A lot of
here.
Americans can use that money that we send overseas.
I understand.
A lot of us can be using that money.
I understand positioning, power moves. I understand that.
Yeah.
But to say like every year we lose $4 billion on the books and it just goes up in smoke. Like I don't know how you justify that 10 years in a row where you lose $4 billion.
But that's the thing with people who work in the government, bro. Like it's almost like they can't even lose their job. Even if they're the worst at it, they can be the worst bookkeeper or whatever you want to go. They could be the worst doorman.
They could be
They can't lose their job.
weathermen in
like
politics.
they can be the worst. They can get everything wrong like every day, and they just come in next day, make their coffee, and go to the meetings. Just
12 years.
You know what I mean? That's government work. Like that probably got to change. It's the culture that's like how we treat our government. We got to hold them more accountable. I don't think we can do anything with the vast majority of people that are in our government. And I can't say state because I've only ever lived here, but I would say Senate wise, I would say Congress wise, I would say judicial wise. All those things, like Congress still don't have terms. Like the president only gets to be the president twice for 8 years max. Like your senators are sitting there like fucking 6 years just in one term, and most of them sit there like are career politicians. I think the biggest way, like I said, I kind of feel like you got to throw the baby out with the bathwater. For real. And I think would that be then throwing out the Constitution?
No, I don't think you have to throw out the Constitution, but I do think I feel like if they said everybody that's been in their position for longer than 8 years has to vacate. We need
like give everybody a max term, kind of like the presidency.
The presidency.
Yeah, the presidency only max term. Yes. It doesn't matter. Like Trump,
you only get
4 years before. Yeah. Now he's not gonna have a second term. This is his last term. Like, after this, he's done.
He can't do it no more.
Like I don't even know if people understand that. Some people think he can run for the next. No, he's done after this.
There was a rule. There was no rule that limited a president to 2 terms until like I believe it was FDR. FDR
wasn't an amendment they put in.
Yeah, they put an amendment in. He was elected 3 times.
Okay.
And he died.
That was one part I missed in social studies.
He died. This was self-taught education.
Oh yeah.
He died shortly after his 3rd election from his illnesses. And this is when I forget who took over.
Was that his 3rd term?
That was his 3rd term. Like.
But why was he trying to stay in?
Because he was trying to finish the war. He was trying to finish World War II.
Oh, okay. There was fighting at the time.
Yeah, we were fighting the war, and he was the president for. He got us through the Great Depression. Pretty much the whole war of World War II. Right. And then I forget the president's name that took over after him, but he was the one who was dropping the atom bombs on people, and that was 3 months into his fucking term. You dropping atom bombs on countries. I just think there needs to be an overhaul. I think we said today, like if like people were like, listen, we want everybody to only be able to have 8 years max. I also think this will not allow the government to do a lot of that shady shit they do. Like I think it will bring transparency
and the leeching, sucking us dry.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like you don't have the opportunity to do that. You can't sit here for 20 years no more.
Just you know what I mean? Just basically you're almost like in what do you want to say? Like autopilot almost. Like you're not even like there.
We are.
Yeah, like you're almost autopilot. You're just showing up.
It's the
after a couple years, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Some people feel entitled. They don't have to do anything. They just have to show up.
I gotta deal with a little bit of bad press for a couple weeks.
And and they'll go away So
I think, bro, if
you have limited amount of time, I feel like there will be more opportunity, more intent of what they're doing, like say, they'll come in with a game plan, like, okay, I got 8 years, I'm gonna do this
max.
Year 2, I'm gonna try to accomplish this by year 4, by 8, I know I'm done. Yeah. So I gotta do this, do that. But bro, if you have unlimited time, what is it like, bro?
I'll get to it when I get to it.